Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. For this video, I'm going to be reacting to the Lea Michele situation. Okay, so I used to watch Glee like when it first came out, and I was a big fan. But like um, later, I would see like behind the scenes interviews, maybe like a few seasons in, and I heard like she's not easy to work with, and yeah, like even Amber Riley was like it's a no for me. But yeah, I don't know the whole situation, but I wonder if there are any updates or if like he talks about things that we don't know. So I'm interested in this video, and please subscribe and let me know what else I should react to in the comments, and let's get started.
Her unpleasant behind-the-scenes antics.
Wait, let's actually start from the beginning.
Lea Michele has responded to accusations of her bullying people and her unpleasant behind-the-scenes antics. This all started in 2020 when actress Samantha Ware claimed that Lea was horrible to her on set, saying, "LMAO, remember when you made my first television gig a living hell? 'Cause I'll never forget. I believe you told everyone that if you had the opportunity, you would shit in my wig," amongst other traumatic microaggressions that made me question a career in Hollywood. I knew from day one when I attempted to.
Dang, I wonder what happened. Like, did they have talk, or did they talk to each other behind the scenes, and were there witnesses, or I wonder what happened behind the scenes that we don't know about that made her say all that, if it's true. So allegedly.
To introduce myself, there was nothing gradual about it. As soon as she decided that she didn't like me, it was very evident, she told Variety. It was after I did my first performance, that's when it started. The silent treatment, the stare downs, the looks, the comments under her breath, the weird passive aggressiveness, it all built up.
Was this jealousy, or I don't know? Did she do something to her? Yeah, you never know, like when someone treats you differently, like what you actually did, or if they're just jealous or mad for no reason. I don't know the whole story.
Shortly after, it caused a domino effect, with many people coming out and revealing their not so pleasant experiences with Lea. Even co-star Amber Riley addressed the situation. "I'm not going to say that Lea Michele is racist. That's not what I'm saying. That was the assumption because of what's going on right now in the world, and it happened toward a black person. I'm not going to say that she's racist."
I don't give a shit about this Lea Michele thing. I wish Lea Michele well. I hope that she has an amazing pregnancy. It is.
She was
I know that
pregnant?
she has grown
I didn't know
and
she was
she has
pregnant.
understand and because I told y'all I don't give a shit about it. That's my hope and my prayer for her. She reached out to me. I responded to her, and that's where it ends for me. I ain't talked to that girl in 2 years.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I have no hatred or ill will on that end, and I want to make that very clear that my life and what I talk about is not going to be about that. I would shut it down immediately. This is the first and last time I'm going to say something.
Period.
So you got the exclusive.
Michelle also addressed the allegations on Instagram. "While I don't remember ever making this specific statement, and I have never judged others by their background or color of their skin, that's really not the point. What matters is that I clearly acted in ways which hurt other people. I apologize for my behavior and for any pain which I have caused. We can all grow and change, and I have definitely used these past several months to reflect on my own shortcomings." And she even lost an endorsement deal because of the accusations. Heather Morris also spoke out and said that Lea was difficult to work with. Was she unpleasant to work with? Very much so. For Lea to treat others with the disrespect that she did, for as long as she did, I believe she should be called out. And yet it's also nuts because to allow it to go on for so long without speaking out is something else we're learning along with the rest of society. But at the current moment, it's implied that she's racist. And although I cannot comment on her beliefs, I think we're assuming, and you know what happens when we all assume. In light of the accusations, people also took notice of the things late co-star Naya Rivera had to say about Lea. They infamously had a lot of tension while working on Glee, and Naya was very outspoken at times about their tension. In her autobiography, Naya Rivera claimed that Lea Michele had a hard time separating work from our friendship, whereas it was a lot easier for me, she explained. I'm not offended when people offer feedback or criticism, and if things get heated on set, I try to keep perspective. We're all stressed, yes, but we're all working toward the same goal, so laugh it off and keep it moving. Leah was a lot more sensitive though, and it seemed like she blamed me for anything and everything that went wrong.
There were three-legged dogs running around and legends like Tim Conway on set. However, all this caused one particular Glee star to amp up her bitch factor. She made a huge deal about the dogs and demanded hand sanitizer anytime one came near her. While the rest of us were in hysterics over Tim Conway's constant improvising, it was throwing her off. Instead of just rolling with it, she kept interrupting. So, are we gonna do the scene as it's written now? Come on, if Tim Conway wants to improvise, you let him improvise. He'd even brought his granddaughter to the set because she was such a Glee fan, and she ended up crying because she couldn't understand why someone was being such a bitch to her grandpa. Finally, my co-star gave up, locked herself in her trailer, and refused to come out. Trust me, I would have been fine with her staying in there, maybe forever, but the sad truth was that we couldn't film without her. People were pulling their hair out and yelling into their walkie-talkies like, "Can we get her back on set? Can we get her out of her trailer?" We were shooting a scene in a diner, and all the producers and crew were in a huddle. No one knew what was going on, and absolutely nothing was happening. Meanwhile, one of the producers was just perched on a stool at the counter, like we were in a real diner, and he just stopped by for a milkshake. When I started at Glee, the producers told us 3 things: show up on time, know your lines, and hit your mark. So I listened. I take that kind of stuff seriously. And I know that as much as acting is about performing and having a big personality, it's also about doing a good job. I never dropped a line in 6 years of working on the show. So there I was. I'm on time, I know my lines, and I'm on my mark. And I'm the only one. I wasn't trying to be Captain Save-A-Ho, but as you've probably realized by now, I'm a blunt person. So when things get to a boiling point, like they were that day in the diner full of dogs, I am going to say something. So I walked up to our producer and said, "Are you going to do anything about this?" He looked at me like he had no idea what I was talking about. "Where are the other people in this scene?" I asked him, gesturing at all the empty chairs around me. And I added, "You're on my mark, so if you would kindly get up and handle something, anything, that would be awesome." He lost it and started screaming at me in front of the crew. "I've been running this show for 6 years," he yelled. Without raising my voice, I responded, "Yes, poorly." Ooh, girl, wrong thing to say. Because after that, Nene didn't get asked back to work. By the time I woke up the next morning, every gossip site in Hollywood seemed to be cutting and pasting the headline: Naya Rivera fired from Glee. Oh, crap. So now not only did the world know I was dumped, but it
Wait, so when she acts out, it's a problem, but when Lea Michele locks herself in a trailer and doesn't come out on set, wasting time, then they don't do anything, they don't care, they don't, she doesn't get in trouble for that? I don't understand. She sounds like a high maintenance kind of person, but when someone else does it, they don't care. I don't understand.
also thought I got fired in the same week. But I hadn't actually gotten fired, not even close. The producer just said he needed a break, and during the summer hiatus, we met, and he apologized. I accepted and apologized too. I now know that you're not supposed to tell your boss they're doing a poor job. But I also let him know I didn't think my one comment warranted the smear campaign. I told him that, to be quite honest, I felt like I was under attack. He insisted they had nothing to do with the rumors, and reading between the lines, it sounded like there was a giant blinking arrow pointing right at a certain person. So I guess you can throw a bitch fit, lock yourself in your trailer, install production, yet still allegedly find the time to leak stories to the press.
Leah and Naya did seem to patch things up and were at least cordial to each other after the show at certain points. However, this just goes to show how long these different accusations have been going on. Diva accusations are per the course for female entertainers, even if they...
But I also remember hearing, during Lea Michele's audition for Glee, something went wrong, and she... that's actually her. The way the character is on the show, that's actually her. So, when something went wrong during the audition, she wasn't acting, she was actually being herself, and that's how she got the job. She was complaining about something or something, I forgot. But, yeah, I think it started even before she was on Glee.
They aren't fair. But there is a difference between being a boss, knowing what you want, and being firm about it, as opposed to making everything difficult for everyone else and being completely rude. With the accusations coming out in truckloads, Lea definitely seems to lean towards the latter. After years, she has addressed the accusations in a more direct manner ahead of her opening night on Broadway starring in Funny Girl. Michele told The Times that the allegations of bullying against her prompted an intense time of reflection about her conduct at work. The actor traced a line from her set behavior to her early days as a child star on Broadway, where perfectionism was drilled into her. "I have an edge to me," she says. "I work really hard. I have no room for mistakes. That level of perfectionism, or that pressure of perfectionism, left me with a lot of blind spots." Michele also said that she does not condone racism nor discrimination of any kind. According to the actor, being able to reflect on her conduct following the accusations equipped her to take on a leading Broadway role in Funny Girl. "I really understand the importance and value now of being a leader," she said. "It means not only going and doing a good job when the camera's rolling, but also when it's not. And that wasn't always the most important thing for me." This was a very clean and PR answer, and to me read as a soft way of saying that yes, she was difficult at times, but in favor of her work. I don't really buy the "oh, I was so into my work it caused blind spots" narrative. Just because you're a perfectionist with your work doesn't mean you lose all senses on how to treat people. Even if you don't like someone, you don't have to go to such extreme lengths. Lea basically said that she will now be a good/cordial person on and off set. Only took a few people coming out with accusations and many years for this to finally happen. But hopefully she does grow and has grown, because we are all at least entitled to change.
Yeah, and maybe also maybe her head got bigger when like she's finally on a TV show, so maybe her head got bigger too. But I don't know. At least she's trying to change. At least she knows. So hopefully she did change, and hopefully she treats people better. But anyway, that's the end of this video. Please subscribe. Let me know what else I should react to. And if you want to see my experiences in Korea, you could check out my first channel, SEKSHI V. And if you want to see what I do outside of YouTube, you can check out my Instagram and my TikTok. Both are SEKSHI V. Thanks for watching. See you next time. Bye.